grateful may seem like a no-brainer. Just as we're taught to use our manners as kids, most of us say thank you without even really thinking about it. But the real power of gratitude comes from taking the time to really feel it and acknowledge all the things that we're grateful for. Keeping a gratitude journal may sound silly, but the simple act of writing down what you appreciate and letting yourself truly feel gratitude can transform your mindset and ultimately help you manifest. Focus on being grateful for what you have and you'll attract more things into your life that you can be grateful for. Today you're going to learn how to start a gratitude journal that you'll actually want to keep. This is Manifesting in the Real World, episode 3. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're just meeting me for the first time, hi, my name is Ebony and this channel is here to help you reconnect to your intuition so that you can manifest the most magical life you can dream of in the real world. If you're new to the law of attraction, I strongly recommend that you check out episode 1 of this series first. I'll link it below in the description and above up in the cards as well. In today's video, we're talking about gratitude. It might seem like a very basic concept. Of course, we'd all likely consider ourselves grateful human beings. But how often do you stop and actually feel grateful? Not just in brief passing moments, but in an active way, fully embracing the feeling of gratitude. The fact is, I think that we take being grateful for granted. We have so much to be grateful for, but there's always so much going on. Work, politics, relationships, social media, money, all of the myriad experiences and emotions that come with life. It's far too easy to be overwhelmed and distracted. It's easy to be caught up by negative thoughts. It's much more difficult, though worthwhile, to break free from negativity when we're always surrounded by it. Honestly, I don't even think that it's possible to be completely positive all of the time. But there are habits that you can start developing right now to begin shifting to a more positive state of mind. Practicing gratitude is just one habit that will help you when you're feeling down. It will lift your spirits and send out a clear message to the universe that you are appreciative of all that you have and all that you will have. It will allow you to focus your energy and your mind on all the good things in your life so that you start to see all the good things everywhere. Taking even just 10 minutes out of your day to sit down and write out 3 things that you're grateful for sounds so simple that you may question whether it's even worth your time. I get it. Some days it is hard to motivate myself too, especially after so many months in lockdown. But when you feel truly grateful, you cannot simultaneously feel anxious. When you really embrace feelings of gratitude, fear and worry fall away. With a grateful mindset, you are charged with positivity. The more you practice tapping into this feeling, the more that you will attract positive experiences into your life. Straight up, the law of attraction works wonders when you work with gratitude. Gratitude plays... Uh-oh. Dog's on the move. Gratitude plays a major part in successfully attracting or manifesting anything. Sure, it might sound like a simple idea, but don't underestimate the power of gratitude. Today, I'll show you how to start and keep a gratitude journal that you'll be so excited to write in, so that you can increase your chances of manifesting. There are a few choices to make when it comes to starting a gratitude journal, and it all comes down to what makes sense to you and your life. There's no one right way to do it, but there are a few crucial elements to consider that will help make it so much easier to do and so much more enjoyable. Consider this video a checklist of things to consider when starting a gratitude journal. Also, please check out the blog post linked down below as well for more information on each point that I talk about, and as a quick reference guide when you do sit down to start your journal. If you do find this video helpful, I hope you'll consider subscribing and turn on notifications for future videos on this channel. So without further ado, these are my top tips for starting a gratitude journal that you'll actually want to keep. So get yourself a cuppa and we'll get started. The gratitude journal. Pick a journal that you love and make it your dedicated gratitude journal. Pen and paper are always best for anything like this, but if you do prefer, you can use a notes app on your phone. I really do encourage you to use a dedicated journal for this, but if you are more likely to actually do it on your phone, then you're better off doing it there than not at all. That's how I see it. The journal doesn't have to be fancy, but I do think choosing one you love is a good idea, as long as it's not too pretty that you're afraid to scribble in it. Keep it next to your bed if you can, or somewhere in plain sight so that you remember to write in it. Writing your entries. As for writing your entries, I like to keep it very simple. I just add the date at the top each time, followed by a dot point list of things that I'm grateful for that day. I usually aim to write out a list of 3 to 5 things each time, dedicating around 10 to 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes if I'm feeling it, if I'm in the zone and enjoying myself. Every single thing on your list should include a reason why you're grateful for it. I follow this particular structure every single time. I am grateful for this thing because of this reason. For example, I am grateful for my dog Molly because she brings me joy and we went for a beautiful walk at the beach today. Keep your entries specific and genuine. The more time you put towards building this practice and getting into the habit of it, the reasons will just flow effortlessly. Don't overthink or overcomplicate it, and don't worry if you repeat the same things occasionally. The feeling of gratitude is what really counts more than anything. As long as your points matter to you and you resonate with them, then every entry in your gratitude journal is going to be powerful. Feeling your entries. Feel all the emotions that come along as you're writing your list. Then, once you've written down what you're grateful for, go through each one by one and say thank you. Either out loud or in your head, say thank you 3 times or multiple times over until you really start to feel that gratitude. Spend time on each item, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and visualize that particular thing or person that you're grateful for. Meditate on the feelings that come up and really focus on the positive light of gratitude. If it helps add some oomph to your gratitude, you can even visualize directing your positive energy towards the universe or any higher powers that you believe in, or you could just send it towards the thing or the person that you're grateful for. This is almost like saying a little prayer. Regardless of your beliefs, it feels really nice to do this. Embodying gratitude will fill your heart with so much love. As cheesy as it sounds. You'll know what I mean when you try it. How often to write? You don't have to write in your gratitude journal every single day. It goes without saying that every day is best, but when life inevitably gets in the way, it's easy to fall out of the practice and struggle to start back up again. There's no need to put that kind of pressure on yourself. It's meant to be an enjoyable practice, not just an item on your checklist that you feel like you have to do. So instead of putting that pressure to do it every single day, aim for at least once a week minimum. Once a week is still wonderful. Try ending your week with a list of things you're grateful for. Every Sunday night would be ideal. I strive to do it 3 days a week, and I think 3 days a week is a great place to start because it sort of gives you a little bit more flexibility. So I would say set a goal for 3 days a week or every second day. I think that's a good goal to strive for. But definitely don't beat yourself up if you miss a day or two here and there. Just pick it back up when you can. To help you remember to do it at least 3 times a week if that's your goal, or whatever your goal is, the next step will help you actually remember to do it. Set aside the time. So pick a time and set a reminder on your phone, mark it in your calendar, write it in your diary, put it on a post-it note next to your bed so that you can remember to do it. Set aside the time for writing in your gratitude journal so that you're not rushing through it or skipping it entirely or simply forgetting. Depending on the time you have, you can list anywhere between 3 to 10 items that you're grateful for at one time. As I mentioned earlier, I spend around 10 to 20 minutes on average writing down between 3 to 5 things that I'm grateful for. If I have more time, then maybe I'll spend 30 minutes. I recommend at least 10 minutes minimum, listing at least 3 things that you're grateful for. What time of day that you write in your gratitude journal depends on your preference. First thing in the morning sets your day off on a beautiful, positive note. Last thing before you go to sleep is truly wonderful too. especially if you've had a somewhat stressful day. It allows you to focus on the positives, which can really aid you to have a good sleep. But really, I do believe that the time of day is less important than the act of actually writing in your gratitude journal. When I was working full time, I would write in my journal at the end of the workday, and it was hugely beneficial to me. It was a lovely practice to transition out of work mode, to cast away the stresses of the day, and to shift my mindset to one of appreciation. I would suggest picking a time and staying consistent with it for at least a week to see how it goes. If it feels at all stressful or you just can't get into the habit of it, then try a different time. If you want to make this a habit, consistency is key, but it may take some experimenting before you find out what time works for you the best. One thing I've also heard of people doing is holding a gratitude rock and thinking or speaking out loud what they're grateful for. This practice might work well alongside your journal. So maybe if you wrote in your journal each morning and then used the gratitude rock each night. I haven't tried this myself, but it sounds like a really cute, fun little way to end the day, so I might give it a go. Let me know if you'd be interested in learning more about it, and maybe I can make a video on that in particular. And also, if you've tried it yourself before, then definitely share your experience with it down below as well. And that goes beautifully into our next note: make it fun. When you sit down to write in your gratitude journal, make it a part of your day that you look forward to. Make yourself a coffee, a cup of tea or cacao, put on some music, light a candle. Much like morning pages, you want to make it an enjoyable and easy process. Your journal and pen should be easily accessible, not buried beneath a pile of books or jammed into your desk drawer. You want to be comfortable and cozy. Ideally, you want to be uninterrupted too, so you can really dedicate your attention to it. This could mean that you just wear headphones or aim to write while everyone is still asleep, or just before you go to bed. I usually write in my gratitude journal directly after I've completed my morning pages, before the rest of the household is awake. Another way to make it fun is to share this idea with others. If you have a friend, partner, or family member who would love to start their own gratitude journal, why not start together and keep one another motivated? You don't have to share what each other writes or anything, and you don't have to be in the same room or even the same house either. It's just a matter of having someone to check in with, to encourage one another to remember to write in your gratitude journal. This is not an excuse to judge or compare yourself to another person. I believe it's important to keep your gratitude to yourself so that you can write freely. But sharing your experience with a gratitude journal, not the actual contents of the gratitude journal itself, could really add to the fun of it. My point is, if you enjoy doing something, you're far more likely to continue doing it. If you make it fun, you will not only want to write in your gratitude journal as often as possible, but you'll also find it far more beneficial to you too. If your friends and family want to know why you're in such a good mood, maybe send them a link to this video. Encourage them to give it a try too, and watch the power of gratitude help them as it will help you. Gratitude and the law of attraction. The law of attraction is the idea that energy attracts similar energy. So if you're focusing on good things, if you're feeling grateful, then you are likely to attract more of that positivity to you. If you focus on what you're grateful for, you'll attract more of that to you. Feeling grateful is high on the Hawkins scale of vibrations. There is also the Abraham Hicks emotional guidance scale, which is a similar concept. On the emotional guidance scale, the highest emotions one can feel are joy, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. So the closer you are to feeling that joy and appreciation, the more you are able to attract into your life. Practicing gratitude is taking a leap towards joy. If you're really in the moment of gratitude, you will also be blissfully happy. Your practice of gratitude will have guided you to the highest state of being. Feelings of joy, appreciation, love, empowerment, and freedom from fear. When you feel gratitude, you are appreciating all the things that you have in your life right now and focusing on all that is good in your life and in the world. As Abraham Hicks stated, when you focus on the good gets better. To learn how to return to that state of joy and appreciation is a skill that will help you in times of hardship and lead you to manifesting what you want. Practicing gratitude is a wonderful place to start learning this skill. The psychology of gratitude. Studies have shown the power of gratitude in psychology too. One article I read discussed the research of two psychologists from the University of California and the University of Miami. In one study, they asked all participants to write a few sentences each week, focusing on particular topics. One group wrote about things they were grateful for that had occurred during the week. A second group wrote about daily irritations or things that had displeased them, and the third wrote about events that had affected them, with no emphasis on them being positive or negative. After 10 weeks, those who wrote about gratitude were more optimistic and felt better about their lives. Surprisingly, they also exercised more and had fewer visits to physicians than those who focused on sources of aggravation. There are many articles and studies that show similar results, supporting the theory that there is an association between gratitude and an individual's well-being. I'm not a psychologist, but it makes sense, right? Let me know if you'd like to learn more about this aspect of gratitude. I feel like I could talk about gratitude and its many benefits all day, but I feel like this video is probably already pretty long. So if you have any questions, please do leave them below. And if you have any requests for videos, I'd love to hear them too. One of my favorite things about having a gratitude journal is that you're essentially writing a book of positivity. If you're feeling down, you can pick up the book and read it to lift your spirits anytime you need to. What a beautiful thing to have that in your life. If you're struggling to feel grateful, that's okay too. Some days you may be unable to conjure up the pure feelings of appreciation. Don't make yourself feel bad, it can happen. When you're low on the emotional guidance scale, the best thing to do is recognize where you're at, then try your best on feeling that little bit better. Work your way up the scale one step at a time. Let gratitude help you and be kind to yourself. In future videos in this series, we'll talk a lot more about the emotional guidance scale and cognitive reframing, all of these ideas that will help you if you are struggling with this too. Every entry in your gratitude journal will strengthen your ability to tap into this positive mindset that is crucial whenever you're trying to manifest. Because as wonderful as it may feel to be brimming with gratitude and joy, it's hard to stay on that level all the time. Practices such as keeping a gratitude journal are a wonderful way to get back into that receptive state, and the more you do it, the better. Just to quickly recap the points from today's video. Pick a journal that you love and keep it nearby. Write a list of at least 3 specific, genuine things that you're grateful for, including reasons. Truly feel the gratitude. Write entries as often as you can. Aim for a 10 minutes minimum and make it fun. Enjoy the process, feel the gratitude, and you'll start to notice more things that you can be grateful for. Now I'd love to hear from you. Comment below, what is one thing that you're grateful for right now? Are you inspired to start a gratitude journal now? Please share your experiences below and share this video to anyone you feel could benefit from it too. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you haven't already, I hope that you will consider subscribing and ring the little bell to be notified when I post a new video every Thursday at 2 p.m. If you're feeling super generous and enjoyed this video, please do give this video a like as well. It really does help. Feel free to leave any questions below or find me on Instagram at Ebony Highland. I'd love to see you over there as well. As always, all the links are in the description, including today's blog post where you'll find lots more information and resources. And while you're over on the blog, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter where I do weekly free charm tarot readings direct to your inbox each week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series, Manifesting in the Real World. Thank you so much for your feedback so far. It means the absolute world to me. And I can't wait to see you in next week's video. Bye!